he made the decision to take his own life.
The Pacific Islands have some of the highest suicide rates in the world. And with much of the world in lockdown due to the COVID-19 epidemic, mental health issues are on the rise. Maintaining our mental health during these times is crucial, and the pause on rugby's global competitions provides us an opportunity to self-reflect, to learn, to grow, and ultimately to come back stronger when normality returns. I'm former Samoa international Dan Leo, and this is the Oceans Apart series.
I remember sitting on a bus on the way to Eden Park, and I just remember thinking at the back of the bus there about how much I was looking forward to the last 2-3 minutes of the game. That's all I could think of, and I noticed that that's all I was thinking about most of that season. I think the pressure really came after I'd made the All Blacks. I think once I got to around the professional level, and things that are going out in the media, all of a sudden you feel like the whole country wants you to be this good or this person, this type of person. So I guess that's when the pressure really mounted for me anyway, and it was quite a difficult thing to handle. You know, I didn't tell anyone about it at the time, but I didn't feel it was. I needed to share that with anyone as well.
Islanders aren't afraid of showing their emotions, you know, especially happiness and love. And you know, once someone cares for you on the islands, they really care. And yet there is that other opposite about asking for help and wanting to reach out when things aren't going well. When you're not in your normal culture, when you're in a foreign country, that you just will feel helpless and you feel like you're drowning.
I think they just don't have anyone to talk to, anyone that can relate. As Islanders, we're very proud people as well. We don't want to inconvenience someone. You know, we don't want to be asking. You know, we want to be, I'm a man, I can do whatever I want. That's my job as an Islander. I lead the household, I stand as a, you know, alpha male. I'm good. No, we're not good. In the islands, we are community-based people. And you are being thrown to every man for himself environment. We get a shock. Huh? We're not going to go to the other neighbor's house and, okay, can you help me with this?
The thing about rugby is you put the team first, you know, and I've always been about the team. I always loved being part of a team. And when you grow with that team, you know, you do anything for them. And if it means that you need to move away from it because you want them to do better, then, you know, if you're genuinely a good person, you do that. So quite a low period of my life, of my career and my life as well. But I decided to take a break from the game. It was really only supposed to be for Super Rugby and to come back for the next provincial competition. I just didn't feel like I wanted to come back.
Things are getting worse and the darkness is getting darker, and there's nowhere to go, and people aren't picking up on those subtle cues that you're getting back home. You keep tumbling and you don't ask for help, and then you get to a point where you feel that the world's better off without you, and unfortunately that's happened on a number of occasions.
2 years ago, we all encountered one of our brothers decided to take away his life. He thought he was alone in this world.
It was heartbreaking sharing the news to the parents. He had a wife, he had 2 kids, 2 lovely kids, a boy and a girl. Yeah, and now they don't have a father.
Which I always question why I didn't take time to actually observe my brother. Because we always make joke of the real things that happen to us. That has changed now. I looked at myself and I said, now I've lost a brother. What can I do better?
The boys won't tell you if anything's going wrong because they'll just nod their head and say, yes, everything's okay, because they don't want to have any sign of weakness. They don't want to argue with you publicly. They just nod. And if you don't know that, then you think everything's cool, and this guy actually is really struggling.
I got to a really dark place that I didn't even know that I was in. I went to a place where I was doing some really bad things. I was way overweight. I was about 120 kilos from playing at about 98 just the season before. But I woke up and I didn't think anything was wrong. I didn't even think to go back and play for a long time. I had this thought in my head that I'll go back eventually. I will go back. And when I look back now, I didn't actually notice, but I was only 25.
I know islanders who, when they drink, emotionally they break down because that's the only way they can cope with. That's a coping mechanism.
And I've seen it on the villages. They don't even need to say anything, because of the incredible emotional intelligence and awareness in the village, where they pick up on your feeling, and if you're not feeling great or something's happening. They don't need you to sit down and ask to have a one-on-one and start filling out questionnaires, or let's try to unpack your feelings. Doesn't matter in the villages, everyone knows it, and you don't have to almost be as vocal about it.
I isolated myself from everybody, and it was, I did it unknowingly. I didn't know I was doing it. I wasn't bothered keeping in touch with the boys. I never even took the time to go and see my parents or catch up with my brother, my sisters. I didn't know what it was at the time, but from being here and learning about mental health and what it really is, that's really opened up my eyes. I'd realised some of the triggers and some of the symptoms of what depression was and anxiety is, and I had to look back and go, wow, I was really in that place. I just didn't know it.
You don't know what you don't know, and they're going to be going to these clubs where they don't know any of these things, and these players are going to not only have to go to places that are very, very alien to them, they're already immediately on the back foot with how they're getting treated, and yeah, we have to try to do as much as we can to help.
It is 100% important, and the clubs should see that, and they know that, because they know when islanders are not performing. Why do islanders put on weight? Because they're stressed. Why islanders are not playing well? Because they're stressed. What's the reason behind that? Speak to them about it. Speak to the support network.
And it's the same with any of the boys coming over. Make them happy first, make them comfortable and trust people, and be aware of them, get to know their roots, and all those things, and then you'll get the best out of them and they'll be happy. If you don't do that, then unfortunately things could go wrong, and that's because it's all down to support networks.
To be able to apply that here and to be able to share that information, share those lessons with the players of today, that's really where it counts for me. Sometimes you don't even know you have it, and sometimes you don't even know that it's there. And the thing is what I've learned is that no one is really immune to it. It happens to everybody. You could be at the top of your game, or you could be in a very, you could be struggling, and you experience it in different forms, big or small. But in the end, it's just how we cope with it is really what it comes down to.
The PRPW is scratching the surface, but I think, once we penetrate the whole bubble and people are aware and more confident that the support network is there and they're there to help, that's their job, then that's when the ball starts rolling.
1 minute, 5 minutes of your time can actually help a brother or sister out.
Some of these are really important lessons that I kind of look back now and go, wow, if I didn't tell the guys today about what had happened, and something happened to them, I couldn't sleep on that. I wouldn't be able to sleep with it. This is something that they need to know.
For any players needing support, particularly during social isolation periods, please get in touch. Our past players and trained PRPW counsellors are here to help. Clubs and agents are encouraged to contact us for further information. And for anyone that can contribute financially towards developing our support network, please sign up via the link below. It's time we lift the stigma around mental health in our Pasifika communities.